Hello, welcome to SteveKnows. Today we have the version 71 update bringing new features for the new intake of VR users. We have a cheeky hidden performance boost within our Quest 3 and 3S devices that I didn't know about, and so much more. So I think that is enough chin wagging. Let's get started. We do have a sponsor for today's video, but it is a VR game that is receiving rather positive reviews. This is called Another Door. This is an escape room title that has you escaping different environments that are under different themes. But it starts you off in fear at a doll's house, but it actually seems to strike a good balance between something being suspenseful, but something that's also interesting, fun, and engaging. I don't think it's as horrific as the thumbnail is making it out to be, so don't worry there. But the best part about this is it's a multiplayer experience. You can actually take on these tasks with friends, which definitely makes the creepier part of the game more manageable and hilarious. I actually had so much fun playing this experience and a few screams, which is obviously why I agreed to the sponsorship. So if you're interested in playing this game, I'll link it down below in the description so you guys can check it out. So starting off with version 71, it's update time, meaning new features and new updates, maybe one of the last we get before Christmas to ensure we have stability for the new joiners, but maybe we'll just get one more cheeky update. So firstly is the needed UI update that resembles a layout more commonly seen on our personal tablets that should make the interface more intuitive for the new joiners, including improved contrast for light and dark modes. I actually genuinely need to know this. Who here uses light mode? I'm a developer, so I have dark mode on everything, and when I look over and I see some people using light mode, I just think, how? Your eyes must burn. Is it just me? Honestly, what do you use? I also saw there is the ability to change the aspect ratio of your photos at last. We had this for our video content, but not for the photographs or the screenshots for some reason. So the portrait, landscape, and square modes are also coming. There's also a new developer API feature, which is probably the biggest thing in this update that I'm so excited for. This is called AI audio to expression, where they have an on-device AI model. Instead of sending back our data to the server to be analyzed, it's all on the headset, and it's going to look at the waveform and the decibels of our speech and add a related expression to our avatars based on that. So if I go, "Ooh," it should go, "Ooh." We also have pass-through improvements, another one. We saw one in version 64 and version 66 that made such differences to the pass-through experience. I didn't think they could do much more, but they now have claimed to align the camera's frame rate with the display's frame rate for a smoother experience, much like you had the shoes, but they're on the wrong feet, so the walking was a bit strange. You then swap them around, the walking is now much better. You've improved the walking experience, but you haven't improved the shoes. Was that a weird analogy? I think that kind of nails the idea of what I'm talking about. The update also claims to add train support into its travel mode, which I don't really grasp. I've used the travel mode on trains already, and it worked perfectly fine, but I guess it wasn't officially supported, so there may have been some additional updates there that Meta wanted before saying you can now use it on trains, which you could do already. The Quest is also going to support Dolby surround sound and Atmos, which is a 5:1 and 7:1 audio system. So if you turn your head in this soundscape now, you should hear the spatial audio cause it to rotate around you, which is actually pretty special, because I know many people use their VR devices as a media device as well, not just for playing games. So a massive win, I think, on that one. There's also a calendar app, not to be underestimated. This is going to be super helpful, especially for people like me who just spend so much time in VR and I forget about the real world. I need a reminder, like, Steve, you're supposed to be on a call with Meta right now. I'm like, oh crap. Okay, I guess I'm going to miss that one. There is also scene mesh improvements where you can readjust existing meshes instead of rescanning the room like we currently have to do from scratch. You should also see a mini representation of the 3D scan, which will be quite fun. I'm going to be able to look at my room as a mesh and think, okay, there's my desk. There's where I film my videos. I think that'd be pretty cool. There's also individual audio adjustments. So my media audio, my game audio, cool audio can be adjusted separately to get a good mix that suits your play needs, instead of having to go into the applications individually and adjusting the audio levels there. That's good. And a new one, which is a bit like a privacy standard now at this point, where an app has a permission indicator bar that will highlight when it's trying to access something that is outside the application, a fundamental new privacy feature. So we should see this now, like we do on our personal devices on our VR headset. So that's the version 71 update, but I have something pretty sweet to talk about now to do with the Quest 3 and the 3S. I didn't know about this because it was done in secret apparently until Upload VR reported on it. So Meta have secretly increased the maximum GPU speed of the Quest 3 and the Quest 3S for the dynamic resolution feature, which reserves power when it's not needed and then makes it available again to save battery and keep the device cool, stop it from overheating. Meta have been known to cap the limit of their hardware to prevent the overheating and the extensive battery use, which is where apps like the Game Optimizer comes in, and it can actually remove that, override this limiter that Meta have set, so you can get even better Quest performance out of your headset. But of course, you do this at your own peril. So before we had a default cap of 545 megahertz to now 599 as the default max. The GPU favor mode that devs can leverage, which sacrifices some of the CPU power in favor of GPU power, that cap has moved from 599 megahertz to 640. This higher frequency means the GPU can access data faster, will have better performance, which means better visual rendering. And I should note that these limits are monitored and are only allowed to be used if the headset is not hot. If it gets hot, Meta will actually cap these values once again to stop your headset going kaboom. But this is around an additional 16% extra power available if it's needed. That is no small bump. I wonder if this is how they've been able to make stunning games like Batman, Metro, and Behemoth recently, because every single drop when we're talking about standalone hardware on Quest makes a difference. So I'm super stoked to see. If you're a dev, have you been using this, leveraging this? What is your experience with it? Time for the quickfire news. Some nice to know things that I want to share with you about game updates, new releases, and the like. So first of which is Mannequin, a fantastic multiplayer hide-and-seek shooter, added a deathmatch mode, so you can now have a respawn attack style of play, much faster action, including a new pagoda map. Great game from Fast Travel, I do genuinely recommend it. Something right up my street is Triangle Strategy, a Square Enix title, a turn-based RPG that uses a 2D art style that I grew up with and love, but in 3D worlds, and it looks beautiful. So you must battle as the heir of the kingdom and command your team to victory! It's nice to see a title that's not a first-person shooter drop for once, and I can see this being a really great Sunday just spent playing this. Next, Samsung are trying to make a VR headset. We know this, it's no secret, but Google seemed to be partnering with them, partnering with Samsung instead of Meta, who did ask them for the Google Play Store, but they said, nope, sorry Meta, it's not happening. It's not going to happen anytime soon. Goodbye, ciao. But it looks like Google have decided to go, yes, Samsung, of course, we're best friends. I'll enable the Play Store on your headset. Meta are actually forced to create their own version of the Play Store. I'm not sure when it's coming, but it's going to enable like the payment systems and such that the Google Play Store provides, so certain applications can be run on the headset. But at least Meta have finally got Spotify now. I've just seen it on the store page. It's not downloadable, but there is a page advertising that Spotify is there, so great. Now we have Meta's quarterly revenue numbers, and they look rather promising. I'm quite excited for this. For the growth of VR, it's kind of felt there's been a bit of a lull since lockdown ended and the Quest 2 push had a really big boom. It kind of lulled and slowed down a bit, but it looks like there has been steady improvement compared to the last year. So I am genuinely wondering what Q4 of 2024 will look like with the new release of the affordable Quest 3S and the incredible game lineup. VR has arrived. It feels like it's arrived, has it not? And a new game from the developers of Guitar Hero, if anyone remembers that, a personal obsession of mine through my teenage years. And instead of bringing Guitar Hero to VR, instead they're bringing to Quest a title called Songbird, which is, as you would expect, a karaoke game. I could just sing listening to Spotify while I play a game. I don't need to use Songbird. I don't get it. I don't get it. Hopefully they add custom songs, and there's more to this than I'm expecting, and I'm being a bit ignorant. Vale have also taken an interesting new approach to their game, where it's releasing a social hub area into a free-to-play experience where you can have one-to-one battles, mini-golf, obstacle courses, with the option to upgrade to the full game to enjoy the team-based shootouts. And I guess this is going to bring people in because it's going to be free, increasing the chance of a potential sale. I've got to respect the adaptation, and this is all happening and releasing on November 7th. And finally, Steam add hand tracking support through the standalone Steam Link application that connects the headset to Steam on the PC. And it's going to forward this hand tracking data into the PC VR experiences. So if you want higher quality visuals for your hand tracked supported games like VR Chat, you can do that now. Gosh, there are so many things to talk about to stay updated. I hope you found this useful and it gives you something to get excited about. If you enjoyed the video, please hit subscribe. It helps me bring more of this content to more of you, and hopefully that means I will get to see you next time. But more importantly, have a great week, happy gaming, and good day!